Yo, we live. We in the building. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Cool McCann. While I'm not over here, I got the Eagles on the background. I got the Nuggets on the hat. You know what I'm saying?
He's not having a fun time in sports right now.
Ain't neither one of them win no championship this year, but guess what? I ain't losing no sleep. I'm not losing 1 minute of sleep because some clowns went out there didn't perform on either team. So I mean, take it how you want to about my fandom or whatever you got to say. I don't care about that either. But at the end of the day, we're here to talk. Me and my fellow Monarch, we here to give y'all some heat, some hot fire in the world of professional wrestling.
Not as hot as it was last week, okay?
Oh yeah, TNA, AEW, WWE.
Not as hot as last week, okay? I simmered down. This past week was a little better. It was a little better.
They make us happy this week.
I do have.
They make us happier this week, y'all. That's a good thing. So check it. We're gonna start off like we always do. Drop a little TNA Impact result information. So your girl Ash by Elegance, Cole Johnson's favorite favorite TNA diva, got knocked out.
Knocked out.
Yes.
Too bad Cole ain't in the chat. He'll be so disappointed right now. He'll be so disappointed right now. Oh, I think my co-host has frozen. Oh. Yep, I think Cool has been frozen because he's just standing right there. So let's see if we can get him back in. Because while he was trying to give y'all a 10, they thought I was trying to do some research on my own. Now we got to flip things over. Let's see here. No. As I sit here, try to find what I'm looking for. Oh, there he is.
So I have this thing, the place I'm staying at, where every time we start the show on Mondays, it only happens when I do this show. Stuff freezes, I have to disconnect and reconnect. But it's all good. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Ash by Elegance, won her match, but she did get dealt with. It happens. Whatever, right? As we continue down the list of important things, we did have the match that we talked about last week. And that was basically all of the champions on one side. And on the other side, a plethora of challengers for the champions. There were some other matches that went along with TNA. And TNA has tied some long-term stuff in here, but I want to take a minute or two to talk about it. So that's why I want to kind of, skip some other things for a minute. So we had the system, of course. They are the tag team champs and the world champ. Right? So we had that. We also had all the other champions in TNA. So we're looking at the tag team champions, which is Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich. Jordan Grace is a champion as well, the women's champion. We had the digital champion, as well as we had Mustafa Ali in the X Division. So we had all these people, right? On the other side of the ring, we had The Laredo Kid is one of the champions, the digital champions. Well. On the other side of the ring, we had Steph DeLander. We had Matt Hardy. We had Ryan Nemeth. We had like basically all of the people that are involved in anything, in TNA in rivalries with these guys, or around the people who have rivalries with these guys. We talked about the specifics last week, so they basically had the match. Joe Hendry was involved in the match as well. I will say that it was an entertaining match. Okay, I will say that. Let me go and give you everybody. So Broken Mac Hardy, Ryan Nemeth, Sammy Callahan, Danny Luna, Jody Threat, Eric Young, Steph DeLander, and Joe Hendry. That was the victors. They ended up winning the match. After the match, which actually was a lot of bright spots, good match.
That wasn't a match where all the best was on the line, was it?
Yes. None of the titles went down. It was just champions versus challengers. No titles went on the line.
I'm just wanting to make sure because remember we talked about that last week or the week before. It was a possibility.
No match, no championships were on the line. It's just a match between them and challengers. All right.
See, I remember the conversation. That's why I asked.
Oh no, I said then. I don't know. Maybe if my thing be acting up, but yeah, I said then there was no championships on the line. It was just champions versus all the people who were going to be challengers or in programs with them. They're just doing this thing where they have all them champions fight them. TNA made the decision. I'm not big on downing TNA because I think they're growing and they're going the right direction. They're getting some guys to be stars that we know that they're growing a couple of their own people, right? So I'm not here to back them. I don't know about their match, a little questionable, but it is what it is. So they wheeled PCO out onto the stage after the match. A video plays of him. They shock him to life. He rises up holding a black bag. He marches to the ring with his eyes locked on the All-Stars. His gaze is fixed on Steph DeLander. He pulls all his stuff out before revealing a black rose. He gives her the rose. She takes the rose from him. So it's apparently PCO is smitten with Steph DeLander, so that's going to be part of some weird storyline going forward with TNA. What I will say is TNA does a good job of, even though they had all the championships in the main match, they still did a quality job of saying, all right, we're still going to move some other programs around. We're still going to make it an interesting show for you. And they didn't try to make that match like half of the show. They made it, they gave it time for an 8-man match that you would give it, but they didn't try to oversaturate it and have it overdo most of the show. So they did make the match work. I don't think you needed the match, but they did make it work. So I'll give them that. And of course, anytime you have these matches like that and no championships on the line, we know who's going to win. The good guys always win those matches. That's like good guy heaven, right? That's like obviously the good guy's going to win. So, but it looked good, at least aesthetically. As far as making sense, we could argue that for 2 hours easily. But we digress from that. So there's our TNA recap. Any thoughts on that?
No. There's a big weekend coming up in professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I didn't think about that until just now.
Would you care to shed light on that, sir? So that our fine audience will know.
So this weekend, you'll have a PLE on a Saturday.
PLE from WWE.
And then on Sunday, you will have a pay-per-view from AEW.
Yes, you will.
So this is going to get this can go a lot of different ways.
So we're going to talk about both of those on the other side of the break. I did forget to add those into the what we're going to talk about, but guess what? We will. And I'll go update it so that you can see. So all you 5 people that don't see it live, you'll still know what happened. All right, so we're gonna hop into our first commercial break here, get things started, get them popping, and then from there we're gonna slide on through, and we're gonna make it a good time, and maybe a long time. Let's go.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to a return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
All right, good people. We're gonna hop over here, check out what the fam in the comments saying, and then we're gonna slide back and make some things happen. So, starting at the top, our man Daniel Berry Sports. Hey everyone, happy Monday to you too, Daniel Berry, man. Appreciate that. Then we have Mr. Cole Johnson himself with the ooh in the comments. And then the delectable reminder. Always there, always appreciated. You know we get into it, Cole, because you know how I get down. Yolanda says, happy Monday, Yolanda. Appreciate you checking in with us. And then Cole says, and for Playmakers' love of Liv Morgan, stacks of pancakes for the pancake booty.
I ain't even talk about Liv Morgan last week.
But you still be talking about it. And
I ain't even talk about matter of fact.
And we know you love that pancake booty. We know you love them pancakes. You do.
Yeah, you should have known. You should have known that. But who's my number one person of this era?
I'm just saying, you love the pancakes, and Cole just making sure that he acknowledges your love of the pancakes.
Hey,
I support it, Mr.
I don't discriminate on sizes.
I discriminate around this. That's I do. Not going front. I do. Yeah. But before we digress into the cakenicity of things, let's first delve into AEW here, my good man. And speaking of AEW, and coming off of mini cake conversation, it's only right that we go with Toni Storm, right? It fits so well together. Toni had a match. She won a match.
Did anybody care about the match, or did they care about what she did before the match?
Well, that was actually after the match.
That was after the match? Oh.
With Serena Deeb's match when she did that. So Serena Deeb comes out with her Deeb Academy little flag, right? So, she's at the top of the round, and Toni Storm's like, whatever. They got the white screen on. Everything's good. Show moves on. So a couple things we'll come back to, but we get to Serena Deeb has a match. So she leaves her flag at the top of the steps. Toni Storm comes out. Serena Deeb wins her match. Toni Storm gets behind the flag. It's being held by her concierge and her protege, right? And appears to, I'm not going to say that that's what happened because I don't know what happened behind the rope. I was not back there, unfortunately. But appears appears to disrobe and wrap Serena Deeb's flag around her and then leave with the flag wrapped around her. And I will say this, you can feel how you want about it, it's slummy, whatever. Thought it's an excellent progression of where they've been going. And the fact that it was kind of teased, but we don't really know, kind of leaves that lingering amount of So we're going to go here to Mr. Cole Johnson because he has two things to say, one of which is very pertinent to what we're talking about. And I'm going to open up the floor to my co-host. So Cole Johnson says, I hope things are well with you too. They are well with me, sir. Can't speak for a playmaker, but he seems to be doing well. Then Cole says, AEW has a problem on their hands with Toni Storm. That's the best gimmick AEW has ever created. I don't know if there's anyone worthy of dethroning her. And then he says, anyone on the current roster. I mean, but we know who Playmaker hopes dethrones her.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh, see, Cool knows what's going on. Cool knows what's going on. He know I've been in a downward spiral with AEW since her debut.
Mm-hmm.
And even Cole Johnson know where we're going because he put it right in the chat.
And that would be CEO sucks. CEO sucks. And I'm going to add CEO sucks. Yeah, CEO sucks, right?
So, like, what Toni Storm is doing, the fact that I seen that clip, I was like, yeah, that's what character do you put against her? Like, what character, who do you make that's worthy of
serious Serena Deeb, man.
Now, then again, I did felt the same way about a certain team in the NBA, and I got proven wrong. So I could be proven wrong here too. Just saying. Not gonna say, but I was proven wrong, and I could get proven wrong again. Especially when we talk about the name Tony Khan and Cole Johnson Cool, I'd like to say another name besides Tony Khan. So,
hey, it is Tony. You could call him Tony Powder Storm.
But yeah, I'm with Cole Johnson. She's in that point right now where I was with a certain NBA team. I don't see anybody stopping her. Eventually, somebody got to stop it because it is wrestling, and you do need to build up new people and whatnot. But as of right now, I don't see nobody.
I know who's gonna beat her.
But if I had to choose somebody in a logical sense, that when I put on my WWE hat this time for AEW, it would be the so-called CEO. Problem is, doesn't bring any value to AEW. Like, so we'll jump into my first question of the evening. What does Mercedes Monet? What does it do for Mercedes Monet in AEW when she defeats Will Nightingale for the TBS Championship?
Well, I'm going to say if. I'm also going to say the person that's going to beat Toni Storm is going to be Jamie Hayter when she returns. Jamie Hayter was built as a juggernaut before injury, but she's been out injured. The other possibility is they want to make Britt Baker, DMD, a top person, and they have her beat her. Those are the two people I think who have a legitimate shot from currently signed women to actually beat Toni Storm. In response to your question about Mercedes Monet, I've only got one word to say, and Nori said it best. Nothing.
See, here's my thing, and I'm gonna pull some busted open on here. The way that Cool and Cole Johnson talk about Tony Khan, it's going to get to a point where, because we don't know when Jamie Hager's coming back. We don't know when Dr. Brent Burke is coming back. There's been no announcement, no leaks, no nothing when it comes to returns in AEW. Knowing Tony Khan has he been doing, it's going to get to a point where Mercedes Monet is going to go for that title, and she's going to get that title. Now, what Bully Ray said on Busted Open was that if they do go this route, and I'm with him, this the route they most likely might go, to make AEW and that title go up another notch, which means Mercedes Monet is champion, and then somebody who's haven't, I don't think she's been faced, and I could be wrong, since she's been at AEW, and have Dr. Ben Breaker be the one knock her off. And turn that storyline into something of Mercedes Monet is not really here to build AEW. She's here to make some money before she goes back home. And being that Dr. Brent Breaker was actually the first superstar signed with AEW, she's defending her home turf to an invader.
I don't have a problem with that. But aren't we asking a lot from a guy who was the king of blow? Like, aren't we really asking a lot from him? We're asking for an intricate storyline. Like, that's wild, in my opinion. Damien,
when it comes to him, so what you say is interesting when it comes to him, but when you actually hear it, it makes sense.
Right, but we have to put in context of the person who's going to be making those decisions as well. So Damien in the building. What up, Damien? Damien says Mercedes should rethink about signing with AEW. Should have stayed in New Japan or went to TNA. I think if she would have TNA, she would have been obviously the face. She would have beat Jordan Grace in her debut. They probably didn't want the CEO trash. I said when I first saw it wasn't going to be hot. It wasn't going to take off. It has. Damien says put her in Ring of Honor. Talking about Mercedes Monet. Cole says the Blowmaster has done well in being off TV. Let's give him more time to dive into his pool full of powder. Cole also says Britt Baker has been a babyface in AEW. She was a babyface when Adam Cole was also a babyface. She drew controversy by sporting a black eye after an attack from Chris Jericho. So Cole's there to challenge you with the
I said I might be wrong. I did say I might be wrong.
Well, you know if you're wrong, there's one person.
She must not have been faced for that long, though. But yeah,
Of course, is Mr. Johnson.
This. But if Tony Khan listens to people, which I'm pretty sure he does, part of the reason why he does the stupid stuff that he do. listen to Billy Ray. He has given you a great storyline. Mercedes Monet a heel. You bring back Dr. Brent Breaker, who is the first signee of AEW. Oh, boy. And have Brent Breaker defend AEW.
But Monet is the CEO of AEW. Why would she want to not help the brand? She's the CEO. CEO.
She said for a payday before she go back home. Because what Billy Ray did remind me of what she said. The word was, I think she said like 3 years before she returned to WWE. Like, that third year is coming up.
Well, yeah, the first thing that I think everyone needs to do is go look at how long her contract is with AEW. I'm sure AEW didn't sign her to a 1-year deal, so it doesn't matter what she wants. I'm sure she was signed to a nice, lucrative, multi-year deal with AEW. So before we start coming up with all these great storylines and things that they should do, we should probably check how long her contract, the rest of her contract is with AEW, before we turn her into the big bad and use her on the way out to elevate Britt Baker in the Women's Championship. Because after you do that storyline, she has to leave. So might want to think about that before we,
That's my point. I'm trying to get her back in WWE right now.
Well, you're not getting her back in WWE right now because I'm sure the contract that she signed for as much money as they gave her, that's what you're going to be here till it's over. And if you try to act like you're out injured, we're just going to add a time on because we are getting a return on the investment that we're putting into you. That's what happens when you sign that kind of contract. You want to be paid like the number one chick? You want to be paid like the top chick? Then you got to do top chick work.
Yeah, so they paid CM Punk and he found his way back in WWE.
Because he got fired. She's not going to get fired. Cole says CEO, and then he does the sick face and the throw up face. Couldn't agree more.
I'm just saying.
So I'd like to hop on here because I want to give us some good WWE time. So Darby Allin has replaced Eddie Kingston on Team AEW. So do you feel like this is a needle move? Does this make this more intriguing? Does it do anything at all for you? Or do you not care?
Hell, is he healthy?
If he wasn't healthy,
we got two guys who can't stay healthy on Team AEW.
I think we got more than two. I think we got three. Then the only one that can stay healthy is Cash Wheeler. And then after the beatdown that they suffered on Collision, no one may be healthy. I'm going to answer the question by saying this. You could have put Keith Lee in over over Eddie Kingston, and it moves the needle. Eddie Kingston is the guy, and I know people are going to get mad when I say this, and I don't care. Because if I did, I wouldn't say it. Eddie Kingston is the guy that you want to, be the underdog and win. But then the minute that he wins, you care less about him than you would a babyface Chad Gable as the Intercontinental Champion. Okay? That's the truth of Eddie Kingston. You don't want him to win the match. You don't want him to be in the main event. You think you won him there, but you got him there and then nobody cared and he lost all the championships. He had 3 championships, now he has none. Why? Because nobody cared about him being champ. You cared about the struggle for him to get there. You cared about him fighting. You cared about him being the tough guy on the undercard and all the group battles and stuff. But now you've got this big thing coming. Team EVP versus Team AEW. That's out of the realm of where Eddie Kingston should be. I don't know if he's really hurt. I don't know if this is a storyline injury. If it's a storyline injury, it is brilliant. If he's really hurt, that is impeccable timing. I don't say that because I want anybody to be hurt. I'm just saying, you put Eddie Kingston in this match, and I said it before they did it. My co-host brought it up. The minute I saw Eddie Kingston walk out there, I started playing on my phone. I did not care what they did. I'm sorry for your Eddie Kingston lovers, but he just does not move the needle. He's just a guy. He's good at what he does, but he's not a main event player. And this is a main event thing they're building. So if you're going to take non-main event players and put them in a main event thing, I don't care. Eddie Kingston's not young enough where you're going to move him up. We're not talking about like a Jungle Boy or one of the young guys in AEW. We're talking about a guy who's way closer to retiring than he is to being around the next 5-10 years. That's saying. I thought it was a great move. Darby, young guy, does have some issues with injury, but I mean, the way that they fight in AEW, who doesn't have issues with injury? Everybody misses time injury.
Yeah.
Had like 5 interim champs already because everybody gets hurt.
So my co-host, he's a more of the AEW follower than me. So I'll go through this quickly with him. So Will Nightingale, Mercedes Monet, TBS title.
The smart move is Willow. They'll probably put the belt on Mercedes.
AEW International Championship, Roderick Strong, Will Ospreay.
Hey, bruv. I'm getting gold, bruv.
Might as well, because y'all don't put it on him now, then what are we doing?
Exactly, bruv.
That's my 2 cents on that. AEW Women's World Champion, Toni Storm and Sunita D.
Toni Storm.
Yeah.
He just made the pick.
AEW TNT Championship, Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black. Barbed wire steel cage match.
Malachi Black should win this match. It depends on if AEW is actually going to take the belt off of the Rated R Superstar. But Adam Copeland should lose the belt in this match.
Speaking of contract, I want to see Malachi Black's contract.
Right.
You know why I said that.
Yes.
I want to see.
That may be a reason he loses if he's on the way out. But if he's going to be there, I think that he should win.
All right, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match: John Moxley versus Tashida.
So I want people to understand when it says eliminator match, it's not a match for the title. If the person wins the match, then they get a future championship match, whether Moxley's the champion or somebody else. I think Moxley wins though.
Probably the most personal match on the card: Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta.
Don Callis.
How did we get here?
They lost the tag team match, and then Trent Beretta was like, he just beat the dog poop out of Orange Cassidy. Then tried to stop him. Chuck. Then Chuck Taylor got hurt, so he literally was hurt in real life. So they did an angle where he got taken out by Trent Beretta to give people a reason to like him less.
Okay. So this is one personal match. So who gets it?
One of 2 personal matches, actually. I'm gonna go in this match. I think that Don Callis is gonna pretend that he's trying to recruit Orange Cassidy. He's really trying to recruit Trent Beretta. He likes the bad guys, and he's gonna screw Orange Cassidy out of this, and Trent Beretta's gonna win.
The FTW Championship will be on the line. Chris Jericho will be defending whoever wins a 3-way match between Hook, Saba, and Brian Keith. So I'm pretty sure that should be Hook. So
that should pretty much be Chris Jericho keeping his championship, because he's got 2 guys in there that he can pin that are not named Hook, and either one of those guys can take a fat L.
No, he's fighting the winner of that triple threat match. So I'm saying Hook
that's right.
Win
he should win whoever wins it, because he's going to screw Hook, I believe. I think his whole goal is to screw Hook to make sure it's not Hook. Either one of the 2 guys he could beat. I forgot to put that part in. My bad.
All right. AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland defending against Christian Cage.
Y'all know I'm going with big pressure. Swerve without drive. Swerve all day, baby.
If Christian Cage wins.
If Christian Cage wins, I'm gonna watch more just to see where they're going. Like, no BS. I'm gonna be so intrigued on what they think they're doing if that happens that I have to keep watching.
And then Anarchy in the Arena match. First of all, why is this called that?
Because it's gonna be anarchy all in the arena, sir.
Okay. I guess they fighting everywhere, right? Is that when we getting that? They
Blood and
fighting
guts and
everywhere.
all that.
Okay. The Elite versus Team AEW. Okada, Jack Perry, and Young Bucks versus Brian Danielson, FTR, and Darby Alliin.
As of now, that force. I don't know if all them dudes will even make it there. Like, based on how much the Young Bucks and Okada and Jungle Jack are trying to get rid of them. But I think you're gonna have the good guys possibly go over in this. It's rushed. I will say this. I will scream this to the heavens. This actually had an interesting start, but you're rushing this Team AEW versus Team EVP match. My guess is you're going to rush it this much, you're going to have someone come out and help Team AEW get the victory. Maybe like a returning vengeful Kenny Omega who got beat up and put on the shelf by them. Tony Khan, that he would come out, but maybe he sends an emissary in his place. If they continue the storyline after this, it could get better. But I think to continue the storyline, Team AEW needs to win, right?
Because when does Tony Khan officially come back?
Yeah, so that would be my thoughts on it.
That's my question. Depending on when if he's not coming back no time soon, let the Elites win.
Well, you want to have a good guy,
and then Tony Khan actually come back. He can come out and say, I never picked that team to beat y'all.
Yeah,
I'm happy they defended me, but I didn't pick them. I have a team to beat you.
Look, bro, I feel what you're saying, but we're giving a lot of credit to a guy who swims in powder all day. So I'm just saying.
Well, I'm trying to help, okay? At least I'm trying.
Damien says, what about Mercedes versus Athena? I mean, if you're going to buy what they did in other places that they were together, they're on the same level. If you want to try to build Athena up, maybe isn't she like the Ring of Honor champion and nobody cares? Because nobody cares about the Ring of Honor belts. Cole says, so we will see Darby Allin hurt himself in the Anarchy in the Arena match. We'll see. Anything's possible. We know he'll finish the match and we don't care about that. He says this was rushed. It's way too early for Darby to come back. They should have had Edge. I don't think he comes back if he's not clear because they won't do that in AEW.
Edge already got a match.
Yeah, if they didn't have the belt on Edge, it would make more sense. Yolanda says can't even comment on AEW because I don't really watch it anymore. I do have to go back and look at what Tony Storm has been doing since listening to y'all. You definitely want to look at Tony Storm clips. Tony Storm has been wild. It's really, really good content for it.
Tony Storm is smart in AEW.
Yeah, Swerve's getting there too, though. Swerve's getting there too. So if you got both champions mattering, that's at least a start. Swerve's getting there. You just need a couple more signature wins, and my boy, Big Pressure, gonna be right up in there too. Whose house? Swerve's house. Damien says, why does this year's Double or Nothing card feel mid compared to last year's, even though last year's was mid? Injuries play a big part of that, and WWE is doing so well that it's making them look even worse. That's the high thing.
Outside of last week.
Yeah. Damien says if Christian wins, he would have to face Jurassic Park Boy because he still had that briefcase thingy that he won last year. I don't even know if the Jurassic Park, the case thingy even matters anymore. It might have expired. They might try to bring it out. Who knows? And then Cole says, hey, Yolanda, just know that they put Tony Storm in black and white. They do because she is timeless. And timelessness apparently means the being void of color as well. So it's great, though. It's really good. All right, so good. You know that the playmaker is going to be cooking once we get to the next part. So before we hit that, we're gonna take another commercial break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna ride hard for the Monarchs. WWE style. Let's go.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, whether devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
This is Greg, and you're watching Shady Sports Network. Tune in, hit that like button.
You might wonder, what do these guys do? Player signing announcements. I never in a million years thought you would actually come on to break this news. So without further ado, go ahead and tell everybody what happened today.
Yeah, man. I just had to work out with the Cincinnati Bengals. Signing me right out.
Without further ado, I'd like to announce that, I'll be taking my talents to Salina Liberty.
This just in, the Major League of Football is reportedly collapsing, unable to pay hotel room bills, with players being kicked out of their rooms and hotel managers asking them to leave voluntarily without issue.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
All right, good people, we have returned. We talked some TNA. We talked AEW. We picked what's popping with the pay-per-view. So now, as y'all know, my co-host has come in. His now see a portion of his face, his hat, all that stuff. None of that was present before. But it's all good because we are now in the portion of the show. Playmaker gets to cook. Playmaker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, we had we had something to prepare us for next month, starting last Monday. As you well know, Damian Priest, as the world champion, has nothing going on this weekend, nothing. So we got to look forward to next month. And next month is Clash of the Castle, if I remember correctly. Let me go double check, make sure I got my pill at least correct with WWE. Because you never know. Like, they always like to say, cards subject to change. Same thing with PLEs. They like to change stuff around. But we had ourselves, yes, Clash of the Castle, June 15th. So, Drew McIntyre came out, does what he does best. Talking on mic, taking shots at people. Damian Priest comes out there. And co-host, didn't Damian Priest said everything I said leading up to WrestleMania? I mean, you on mute, so nobody can hear you.
My bad. Yes.
He literally said everything I said leading up to WrestleMania. He said it to Drew McIntyre's face. Dude, if you wasn't so caught up in CM Punk, I wouldn't have cashed in on you. And speaking of cashing in, as it wasn't for you stopping me from cashing in on Seth Rollins, it would have been you versus me at WrestleMania. Instead, you got what you got. And I don't recall, but I don't think Drew had anything else to say. I think he was on hush mouth.
Yeah, I don't remember him saying anything else after that either.
Damian Priest shut Drew up.
But he gave him what he wanted.
He did. Which is kind of interesting because Damian Priest is a heel, but he's a fighting champion. So it's kind of like...
When you go up against this version of Drew McIntyre, you're no longer a heel. At least for that match.
I enjoyed the fact that Damian Priest shut Drew McIntyre up. That was like... And he did it with saying everything I said going into WrestleMania. I was like, I feel very great now. This is perfect. That's the throw it in your face. Because guess what? I'm champion because of you. Pretty much. So, yes, they are setting that up for June 15th down in Scotland. Glasgow, Scotland. Ain't that's where Drew from? It is Glasgow, Scotland. He's from, right?
He is from Glasgow, Scotland. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, hometown crowd for Drew McIntyre. Can he win the title and actually keep it in front of the people? That's the question. But that's the next one. We'll get there. But yes, that was a great key part of Monday Night Raw. I'm trying to think of anything else outside of the King and Queen tournament. Anything else important happened on Raw? I don't think so. They're really here from Becky. Well, I guess Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. They continue their little rivalry going into the weekend, which is going to be in Saudi Arabia. But we'll get to that. On the SmackDown side, Logan Paul being Logan Paul. So they gave us the teaser of the title versus title for Saudi Arabia. Oh, by the way, before I continue on, SmackDown was here right here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I must say, thank you, Duval County. Y'all showed up. Y'all showed out. I am very appreciative of the reaction that the Duval crowd put on Friday night. Which is good, the fact that how France just destroyed the entire country of the United States. It's nice that my hometown put and showed up on SmackDown. Now, Logan Paul. Logan Paul said this is not what he agreed to. He didn't agree to a title versus title. And he rips up the contract. But he has a lawyer with him who drew up another contract that doesn't state that the United States Championship is on the line. And Logan Paul goes on to say, hey, Cody Rhodes ain't do nothing to deserve my United States Championship. Even though it's all a work, we can easily say Logan Paul ain't do nothing to deserve a shot at Cody Rhodes' title. Easily. But we're not going to do it. So now, I'm going to go ahead and just say, you officially told us Cody Rhodes is winning at Saudi Arabia. Since it's only his title on the line. And we know Logan Paul ain't going to have two belts. This is not going to happen. So on that front, co-host, you had anything?
There's no purpose for this match. There was never a purpose for this match. There's still not a purpose for this match. We know all along, we knew that they were going to find a way to back out of this champion versus champion thing because they're very dissuasive. They don't like having multiple champions. So we knew that was going to happen. Like guys holding more than one belt unless it's like half of the tag team belts. They love that. Anything else, they don't want any parts of it. So we knew they were going to find a way. We were just wondering what it was going to be. This was the easiest way to back themselves out of the corner they backed themselves into. One of the reasons my co-host was so mad last week, they fixed it for him. You happy now, co-host?
No. Because I ain't want this match to begin with.
I didn't want the match either.
So, no, I'm
But
happy.
I'm happy in the fact that I know that the Kingdom will continue.
But they did do a little teaser backstage before the whole signing contract thing. Because while Logan Paul was walking backstage and heading to Nick Aldis' office to have a discussion with him, somebody very special to my co-host was in there first, and he decided to walk out. And when he walked out, him and Logan Paul had a little eye-to-eye contact. And I have a feeling, well, he was getting ready for his quarterfinal match of the King of the Ring. But I would like to see a certain person take that title off Logan Paul. And those of you who don't know what I'm talking about the megastar, the one and only L.A. Knight.
And it's a little slow. So will you do me a favor just so we can set this up right? Could you say that one more time?
The future United States champion, the megastar, L.A. Knight.
I appreciate you, sir.
Now the question is, when do they set that up? When do they set that up? That's the question.
I think SummerSlam's a good place for it.
Well, before that, you still got Cash at the Castle. You still got Money in the Bank before you get something.
So you got time to build it, sir. You got time to build it. See, LA Knight's a big enough presence that you want to have him on a big time event for a championship. So you got a couple of months to build it up, make some things happen, a couple of interactions. Logan Paul is going to be there about 2 times after he loses his match anyway in the next 2 months. So SummerSlam will probably be the next time that he actually decides he wants to defend his championship. It's not like he has to defend it every 30 days or anything now. He just, just come and go when you please. That's Brock Lesnar. That's Roman Reigns. Whatever you feel like it.
So we have that going on. Now let's get to the king and queen of the ring. Okay.
Let's do such a thing.
As we got off air last week, my co-host wasn't feeling one of the matches. And that match involved Kofi Kingston going against Gunther. And as expected, Gunther handled business. He moves on to the semifinals. The next match, this is where a lot of mixed emotions took place. Because you have Dragunov, who won his first round match, going against main event Jey Uso for a spot in the Raw's finals, which is the King of the Ring semifinals.
Yeet.
And main event Jey Uso won.
Yeet.
And that was a mixed reaction because one hand, Jey Uso's winning. They continue to move with momentum with Jey Uso. And on the other hand, people are like, why are you killing Dragunov off early?
No yeet.
I'm just saying it's a lot. I don't know if you saw it. It was a lot of mixed emotions about this match. And who should have won?
Well, sir, you got to remember something here. WWE, again, I told you this when they came out. When I looked at the brackets, I'm like, they're putting themselves in some bad situations down the road. And they got themselves out of one on SmackDown. Kudos for getting themselves out of one on SmackDown. But they put themselves in a bad situation. You don't bring... So, I want to say before we go to that, I got to back up for a second. We are witnessing the birth of the next mega villain on Raw. His name is Braun Breaker. Why? Because they put Ilya Dragunov in the King of the Ring and not Braun Breaker. Told me he wasn't ready. Mind you, he didn't sign with Raw. He signed with SmackDown. He got drafted to Raw. So the next mega supervillain is going to be Braun Breaker. And he is going to pulverize Adam Pearce. And that's going to start to turn. And it's going to be, as in the words of one Bobby Roode, glorious. Back to the match. Ilya was put in a bad situation. He did the best of it. He looked good in losing. But you're not going to beat the Yeet of the Worlds right now. The Yeet of the Worlds is on fire. The only person the Yeet of the World loses to, Yeet, is a champion. Yeet. Anybody else? Yeet. The Yeet of the Worlds is going to beat Yeet. Because Yeet, he's the Yeet of the Worlds. And a cool side note, one more. And I'm going to let it go for the night. You know, I got to give us a couple side notes. JoJo, the fiance of Bray Wyatt, texted him after the event happened in France and they did the Fireflies, and she told him how much she liked it. She was excited about it. She loved it. She was happy that it worked for her. So he got the blessing of Bray Wyatt's fiance.
That explains why they keep you doing it.
To keep doing it. He talked about it in the interview. So now he officially can be the Yeet of the Worlds because it's seen as him paying homage to Bray Wyatt because the fans wanted that. Not that he asked for it, the fans wanted that. So just want to throw all that out there while I had a minute. And got to get back here to Cole Johnson. I feel it. Cole Johnson says Gunther versus Concaved. I'm going to add a D on there. Chest. That chest on Kofi Kingston, it's a little unsettling for me. Damien says, speaking of Judgment Day, thank God Carlito shaved that homeless beard. He also says, funny how Drew complained about Seth. He got bloodline in his mind, but he doing the same thing with Punk. Laugh out loud. This is true. And that's why this story is going to be interesting if he can win that championship because CM Punk is still lurking around. Damien also says Dragunov getting treated like Pete Dunne when he started in the main roster. So here's the problem. This is why you don't put young guys in these tournaments, right? Ilya Dragunov did not belong in this tournament. That was a fail by WWE creators. Dragunov should have never been in this tournament. He wasn't ready for this tournament by what you're saying about Braun Breaker. Because if Braun Breaker's not ready, Dragunov's not ready. So you put him in a bad position, and you put him up against the Yeet of the Worlds, and you knew he was going to get his way through. Why'd you do it? Wasn't a good move.
So, Gunther versus Jey Uso tonight. Who goes to Saudi Arabia?
For me, I'm yeeting all the way to Saudi Arabia.
Over Gunther? Over the Ring General?
Over the Ring General. I'm yeeting.
Wow. And I know how you feel about the Ring General.
Hey man, when you hot, you hot. And see, I'm gonna tell you why. This is the perfect kind of thing you give a guy like Jey Uso. King Yeet. It writes itself.
So does Gunther.
Gunther's gonna win a championship. Jey Uso may never win a singles championship. But for
the
next 12 months, he could call himself King Yeet. I mean, he's had many opportunities, but you not agree that he should have won and he hasn't won. So it doesn't feel like they're gonna pull the trigger. So if you're not gonna pull the trigger on him winning the championship, at least let him be king of the ring.
Wow. I'm gonna stick with the Ring General because I think him being king of the ring fits his persona better. He likes to talk about how the mat is sacred. No better way to say it with more authority than having the king of the ring title on you. But man, I will not be mad at Jey Uso wins it. But I'm gonna stick with my original pick. Going with the Ring General. Gunther.
Yeah, we about to see Gunther slide up the card, and he don't even win that to do it. I think it's good for everybody if it works out this way. It's my personal opinion, but I'm just looking at everything with no glasses on, no rose-colored glasses, no Yeet stained glasses, none of that. Just clear.
SmackDown. Tama Tonga versus LA Knight. Of course, when you have Solo Sikoa and the big brother around, you know how this is going to go. Tama Tonga moves on. LA Knight's out. So, and then your boy. Your boy main evented Friday. He main evented Friday. You got to give him that one.
Always.
They didn't think he was gonna main event just soon, but dang, got the main event.
He's him.
And took one hell of an RKO at the same time.
He did.
So Randy Orton is moving on, which sets up for Friday night over in Saudi Arabia because SmackDown's gonna be live over there. Well, probably pre-tape on SmackDown if it still comes on at 8:00. Tama Tonga, Randy Orton. Now, here's where I will sway with you when it comes to Jey Uso beating Gunther. You remember that look when they showed up, when they walked past Jey Uso and Paul Heyman looked at him a certain way?
Mm-hmm.
Could this King of the Ring tournament be setting up that storyline? Maybe is that the purpose of this King of the Ring tournament, to set up that storyline? Where in the finals, it'd be Tama Tonga versus Jey Uso. The initiation of a quote-unquote bloodline civil war beginning. Because to be honest, I don't see Randy Orton winning Friday.
This could be what I would call like the spark that could turn into a flame down the road. Now, the other thing is if we get the final between them two and then Tama Tonga wins because he has help. So it could go either way.
So, yeah, pretty much this I'm going to put it. I think whoever wins tonight wins the King of the Ring tournament on Saturday. That's how I feel. I'm going Gunther, you going Jay. And I'm pretty sure we both agree Tama Tonga's going to Saudi Arabia.
I think it makes the most sense for main event Jey Uso to win, like Wise is saying in the comments, or whatever. He says Jey is too hot not to put the crown on him, in my opinion. I agree with that, but I'm just saying you want to go for a swerve because of the numbers advantage. Because we've had plenty of times where we felt like, you know, somebody should beat Roman Reigns or the Bloodline, and because of the numbers they couldn't. I could see that. But outside of that, I mean,
Damien agrees with me. Something me and Damien finally agree on.
One of these two things they agree on. I'll let Playmaker tell you which one. First thing Damien says, I still say Jay going to be YS6 first victim. Yolanda says Key about to be the first victim of the Wyatt family. Of course, she means Jay. I know how it is when you type in, trust me. And then Yolanda says Jay. Wise says, great show, guys. Appreciate that. Wise, you know we always appreciate any feedback, especially good. And then Damien's other comment was, we better get King Walter if he does win it. Give him back his name in all caps. So more like a scream. Give him back his name, of sorts. And then Wise, of course, made his comments. So, hey, which one of those two do you agree with, sir? Do you agree with both?
Hey, I'm going to go with them. It fits his character, but WWE has options, and with those options, create storylines. So it's not like so if a certain person wins, there's no storyline that's coming right after it. So whoever wins, it's a storyline coming right after it. You already had Ilya Dragunov already calling out Gunther backstage, and Gunther had this happen to be right there.
So we'd be remiss if we didn't quickly talk about also something that happened on SmackDown. We got my man him at LA Knight had a couple of words too in regards to both losing. No, excuse me. Him and Kevin Owens, wasn't it?
No, that was LA Knight.
That was LA Knight. Okay.
That was LA Knight.
I'm tripping. Yep.
Because LA Knight was like, who was the number one draft pick when Tom Brady came out? That's why nobody remember him either. Taking a shot at Carmelo Hayes. I'm trying to warn Carmelo Hayes, you're going against Randy Orton.
All right, and Damien says I could see two things happening at King of the and Queen of the Wing. The Wyatt family, Wyatt Six shows up attacking Jay, or Jimmy shows up helping Jay. I would care way more about the first than the latter. Beating Jimmy up and throwing him and hurting him, and he's been out for a few weeks doesn't change the fact that he's terrible in the ring. It just doesn't.
Let's get to the Queen side. Let's get to the Queen side.
Before we get to the Queen side, let's take that last break and we'll come finish up with the Queens. Let's get it.
Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids from the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Right, good people. Back from the commercial. Got another comment here. Grab these real quick and then we're gonna get into it. Playmaker gonna take us home, y'all. So Damien says I can see, well, he said the two things. He also says we finally get Jacob Fatu showing up. For those of you who don't know, the problem with Jacob Fatu is they're scared that he's gonna outshine Solo. That's why he hasn't shown up yet. That's a crappy reason, but that's what everything is leading to.
Well, I mean, that's because they didn't give Solo a personality while he was under Roman Reigns. Now they're trying to get the personality to come out, and then you bring Jacob Fatu in there, and Jacob Fatu is fire on the mic. So they're trying to find the right timing. And depending on the storyline, is he joining the bloodline? Because if he's joining the bloodline, that means Solo's supposed to be the leader and not Jacob. So A lot of things for them to weigh.
Or Jacob could be the one that's been pulling the strings. That's also possible.
That would be an interesting swerve.
And that would also, I love the pun intended. That would also be a great way to solve the problem.
So, Queen of the Ring. Of course, we knew how Monday night was going to go, and it went exactly how I said it. Io Sky takes out Shayna Baszler. Light Up Valkyrie takes out Zoe Starks. Can you just go ahead and make them an official team, please, and keep it moving? We need more women tag teams anyway.
And you ain't doing nothing with them as individuals.
So you got one problem out the way. So that's Raw. SmackDown, we opened up with the Queen of the Ring. And before we get to that, you have anything to say about what I said last week when it came to Tiffany Stratton and what was going to happen?
No. Absolutely nothing. People act like nothing happened to her. Oh, something did happen.
Something did happen. Because Cool agreed with me. It's like it was the best opportunity to have her win Queen of the Ring. Guess what? She did something on social media and she ended up losing to Bianca Belair out of all people. Now you know Bianca Belair's my girl. She's a tag team champion. She ain't supposed to be in this tournament to begin with. Nevertheless, Bianca Belair wins. No pretty moonsault on Friday. And then since we got one tag team champion in here, you have people on one side salivating at the mouth because they could be getting the mess that they've been wanting. And then on the other side, led by Cool and myself, I was like, y'all better find a way to fix this right now. Because no, we're not ready. This is not supposed to happen. A botch happened and it made everything right. I don't think a lot of people say. A lot of people is trying to say that, but they not saying it clearly. A botch where Nia Jax got her and actually hit Jade Cargill, and she has the scar to prove it because she didn't fully catch the chair like it's supposed to. Things happen, right? And then she hits Nia Jax with the chair, and then the ref calls it a disqualification. Nia Jax moves on. Jade Cargill takes the L. Her first L in WWE. Now, somebody's told me that's not a L because she got DQ. I'm like, that's an L in a book. Like, you didn't move on. That's an L.
Yeah.
But they did get it right, but I want to give kudos to Nia Jax. You want to know why I give kudos to Nia Jax? This is what she did that led to this whole thing. Technically, Jade Cargill is not from Jacksonville, okay? She's more down South Florida way, but she went to college to Jacksonville University. That's literally like 15 minutes from where I'm staying right now. So you can actually say Jacksonville is like a second home to Jade Cargill. Oh, and by the way, what was the first wrestling promotion she started with? AEW.
AEW.
Home of AEW.
Jacksonville, Florida.
So if SmackDown's in Jacksonville, you know who's in attendance, right? The family's in attendance. And Nia Jax throws Jade Cargill away from the barricade, looks at her daughter and says, "Yo, mom sucks." This is perfect heel tendencies here.
Yes, there. And that, along with her getting hit and raised Jade Cargill to the point where she lost it. And she beat the snot out of Nia Jax. But she still got disqualified.
So this is great. Nia Jax is doing a terrific job on this run. And I don't think a lot of people's getting Nia Jax the credit she deserves.
Never do.
She's been phenomenal on this run. So that sets up Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. Now there's a little the rumor mill is starting because Montez Ford did something on social media that set the world in a blaze. Because he changed something in his bio that went from like the father of two, like the father of three now, something like that.
Yeah, he was father of two.
People is trying to figure out if one of the half of the tag team champions is pregnant.
Yes, they are.
And it's confusing because she just had a mess with Tiffany Stratton, and she did get kicked in the stomach by Tiffany Stratton. Now she's about to go to Saudi Arabia on Friday to fight Nia Jax to get to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. And then she does somehow beat Nia Jax. Then she got to take on either Lyra Valkyria, who's a physical wrestler, or Io Sky, who is a high flyer. So there's a lot of rumors going around right now, trying to figure out what's going on with Bianca Belair. And not to mention, she still have one out of the tag team champions.
Yo, we got to go to the comments. We got to go to the comments. All right, so Damien says Solo looks weird with that OJ glove on. They got two OJ gloves, Damien. It looks even weirder. Yolanda says, did y'all hear about Tiffany calling Bianca or Jada Black? Bia.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, it was Jade. She says, can't remember who it was, one of them. Yeah, it was Jade. But yo, one of the wild comments of the day. My man, Wise El Jefe, your boy pull-out game is
so cool. I'm going. I think I'm going Io Sky and Bianca Belair.
I want to go Nia because they've been playing on this knee injury with Bianca. Maybe that's the get her out. You know what I'm saying? She's kayfabe, knee injury, really something else going on. That's going to affect her being able to hit her moves, her power moves on Nia Jax. And that's going to help Nia get that dub. I'm good with Io.
Oh my God.
Damien says, darn, he went out like Vontae Davis at halftime.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I have no words.
You always wanted football to make the show. There go your football reference. Dang. We gonna see. If she is pregnant, then it makes sense for Nia Jax to move on. If she defeats Nia Jax, that question is gonna linger around a lot more. Man, oh man. But then we already talked about Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. I mean, Logan Paul ain't winning. Okay. And then I think the other mess we got is the Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn, Big Bronson Reed, and Chad Gable over in Saudi Arabia. How you feeling?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn retains.
Yeah.
We might have some tag team champions on the line, but I don't know who's going to be the challengers. Honestly, do I even care? Does it even matter who's gonna be the champions at this point?
It's too early.
Okay.
It's too early for a change. So I think that whoever it is, whoever they're fighting, will probably retain.
So exactly. Well, that will do it. With 3 minutes to spare, sir.
So we got 3 minutes to spare. I would like to thank Tony Storm for those wonderful cakes. Serena Deeb has sneaky cakes. While we're in the cake discussion, Zaya Brookside, nice cakes. Ash by Elegance, they were definitely quality between single and double layer. Maybe light frosting, but still decent cakes. Now,
don't hurt Cody Johnson's feelings.
No, decent case. Ash by Elegance, she got decent case. She does. She just no personality, but she got decent case. When we go to WWE, there's so many. There's a plethora of wonderful cakes. So I'm not going to talk about one specific one this week because that's not fair to all the other cakes. What I'm going to say is between NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, whatever your cakeo liking is, it's there. If you like a fluffy in there, like a tighter in there, like some combination of the two, like Thunder Cake somehow makes happen, they're there. Whatever you like, whatever shade, tone, whatever, they're all there. And I'm for it. And those are my last words. Any thoughts from my co-host here?
No, you gotta have fun in Saudi Arabia and come straight back.
Get on the plane afterwards, shower on the plane. Or shower in the locker room and let the main event people shower on the plane. Let's get it. And
just go over there and come back. Like the PLEs of international continues on.
Yeah. So Damien has a quick question. What's y'all's thoughts on the Wyatt Hack Twitch stream on Friday? Didn't even pay attention to it, bro.
Didn't pay attention to it, and guess what? I'm gonna hate the fact that they finna debut them over in Saudi Arabia of all places.
That's gonna be trash, yeah. It would be nice if it was here, but I get the logic behind it. You're making a scene, you overcross there, you want to get people buzzing about it. So I get it, but yeah. All right. So, good people, we are at the witching hour. So remember 2 things. Make sure that you tell 4 of your friends and 4 of your enemies. Just because they like or don't like you doesn't mean they won't like us. And as always, it is never, ever where you start. It's always where you finish. For the Playmaker, this is your boy, Cool McCain. And we are up out of this piece. Another week, another successful episode. Let's go.